come here real quick? Hey, boy.
There we go. What is going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well, recovered. What a day. What a day. It was unbelievable. We broke records. We had ties. I mean, the Final Four was amazing. It came down to less than 2 inches on both sides, I think. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, this is exactly what kayak bass fishing is all about. It has been incredible. Some of the biggest bass I've seen catch today. I mean, monsters. We had a guy, and we'll go over it. He caught a 22-inch largemouth and a 21.75-inch smallmouth back to back. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, it was awesome. So, what a day. I'm super excited to be here tonight. I'm tired, but it's been awesome. So, let's get our two friends on here real quick, Mr. Todd Patrick and Marcus Coates. They did a great job broadcasting today. Let's see here. All right. I enjoyed watching the broadcast all day. I tried to do it as much as I could, and they did a fine job. So let me get Mr. Marcus Coates on too as well. What do you say, Mr. Patrick?
What's going on?
There they are. All right. Mr. Coates?
I'm here.
Don't see you yet, but there we go. I think you're coming on.
Hold on, I got to turn off OBS, sorry.
That's okay.
What a beautiful body of water.
Yeah, is that? Oh, yeah, that's the Glinka funeral home, isn't it? Is that what you call it?
Yeah, they haven't brought him in yet, but when he gets here, we'll make sure that we take care of him, and we're going to get a good procession for him. So we'll make sure that everything goes well.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Well, guys, we had an incredible day.
I like two fish.
Look at those trophies, man. Very nice, very cool trophies, man. Very cool. Yeah. Well, listen, we had an incredible day, man. It was exciting to see, man. The Final Four was really the focus, as well as the opening of the 128. But I think we gave both sides due time. We met some very new anglers that are new to KBBT. Some guys I've never heard of, but I got to get to know a little bit about them today, which was fantastic. It was just a cool day, man, of watching the watching the fishing and seeing people. Listen, people were catching fish all around me. I wasn't catching fish, but people were catching hogs all around me, during the day. It was crazy. Yeah, Scylla. So, it was just cool, man. It was a cool day of fishing. Honestly, I'm not tired today. I don't know what it is. I guess I'm so jacked up, man. It was really, really neat. So
you catch one fish, I wouldn't be tired either.
No, I know. My arms, though, after casting all that was pretty interesting, man. So,
you caught more than one, right?
Todd, I think I picked you for tomorrow. I'm going to change that pick. So
I would still do that. Change it too. I would change it.
I would, man. It was brutal, man. Have some compassion on me, man. I got to do the broadcasting tomorrow.
I do. It's all in fun.
Always all in fun. Well, guys, listen. Tell me about the day, man. I'm looking at these standings. We're not going to release them yet until after we do the reveal. But my goodness, man, dude, what a great day.
Man, I'll tell you my two favorite moments right now. One is looking at a disappointed Matt Frentress like he was already destroyed, and then watching a fish choke a frog and a smile a mile wide happen. And then, a lot of people want to see fish get caught, but don't realize when you got to bring 68 people on, you don't get that amount of time you need to see fish get caught. But Robert Brown from Virginia did not disappoint us. He made sure that.
I'm sorry. Who picked him to be
Robert Brown?
That's right.
We all picked.
That's right. The bracket buster, Mr. Brown.
We all picked Robert to win.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Mister, I'm from the Navy. Woo!
Well, good stuff, guys. Here's what we're going to do, man. We're going to get we can't get a hold of Conrad. He is in the sack. He's got to work tonight. And then Mr. Kennan, he's not going to be able to join us from the Final Four standpoint. But we want to get the other two contestants, Mr. Pepin and Mr. Frentress, on, who we spent a lot of time with today. And looking forward to talking with them. So let's get them on, and we are going to announce.
What an awesome matchup that was.
Oh, it was back. Both matchups were absolutely incredible. They were incredible.
These guys, all four of these anglers showed why they were in the Final Four.
Yep.
So it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
It was awesome, dude. It was awesome. All right, there we go. All right, let's see if we can get these boys on.
That Skype music's my favorite music now. It's my ringtone on my cell phone.
I think we got them all. What's going on, fellas?
How's it going?
Boys, you have got to be absolutely just exhausted. I mean,
that's a word.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have been doing this for now 5 weeks, man. This is exhausting. I mean, this is a grind. This is a gauntlet, man, like we've never seen before in fishing, period. I mean, you're fishing 5 straight weeks like this, man.
I was telling Pepin, I am so worn out.
Yeah.
We had 2 major storms come through today, and it was just a beatdown.
Wow.
Well, yeah, the problem is one of you guys has to fish again tomorrow, so somebody's going to have to stop being tired.
No doubt. Well, John, let's start with you, man. I saw you in the morning. You had I think 80-something inches, 86 inches on the board first thing in the morning. I'm like, oh my gosh, I felt bad for Matt right off the bat. I was like, here we go. This is exactly how we thought it was going to be. I thought that magic number would be 90. If you had that 92 inches, I thought, between 90 and 92 inches, I thought that was going to be a game killer for Matt. But you stuck around the 86. I think you took a while to upgrade. It's about 87, 88, 89, something like that. And then, you look like you were frustrated for the first time I've seen you on camera, frustrated when we checked in with you on the last call. You sound like you wanted to move waters and things like that. So it sounded like today was probably your hardest day fishing, period.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the typical day for me starts out just catching a boatload of fish right out the get-go. I mean, I had my limit 45 minutes in the morning. And it wasn't a big giant limit, but it was, it was good. It made me happy. I felt like I was going to get on the right track. And then it just kind of turned into dink fest, one after the other. I mean, I bet you I probably caught between this morning to the very about 40 back today. And it was just it was a struggle to get on that size, and that's basically after I talked later on this afternoon, I decided heck with it, made a move, and that move paid off. And the first thing I did when I got on that water is I had plans to go upriver, and I kind of got to a place where I've caught fish before, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to check this out here first. And I went there, and I upgraded 3 fish in like a matter of no time, and I just got really, really excited. And then it just kind of shut off on me, and it was like those last, I guess I would say the last hour and a half, I'm like, well, this is what I'm going to do. I made a game plan, and I went with it, and I stuck with it, and You know, it was hard to get the fish. I still caught fish, but it was hard to get that size today, man. And
Yeah.
you know, regardless of how it all goes down, it's like I can say I went right to the very end and I didn't give up. And this is the first time I've actually moved bodies of water in the middle of a day, and it was successful. Like I said, whether
you had some calls late.
successful,
You had some calls late. I will tell you that you had some calls late. So it's going to keep Matt under suspense here because some.
They've already talked. Don't play.
The leaderboard was ripped. So Matt, talk to me about your day, buddy.
Oh, his mic's
muted.
Oh, you're muted.
Unmute.
There, you're
Matt.
Matt. You're unmuted.
There you go.
There you go.
I hate when people do that when I'm at work.
It's all good, man.
Uh-oh, did we lose Matt?
Yeah, we're losing him.
Yeah, I've fished so far. You know, every tournament I've fished so far in this KBBT, it's been a horrible weather experience.
Yeah.
And, I bet we probably got 1.5 inches, 2 inches of rain today. And fishing in that much rain is miserable. But I caught a limit fairly early. I think I caught one on live with you guys, and then caught a couple better fish after that. And then finally, when the storm came, kind of hit under a bridge and unloaded the fish.
Yeah.
Just trying to maximize that time. Caught a few fish later in the day. After that helped a little bit and bumped me up a little bit. And I made a run about 3 miles down the lake before this storm hit on a spot I found earlier this week that had been holding some really good fish. And so we literally got down there and I made 3 flips and some reeds and had 2 bites. One was an upgrade. The other one got off, and then the storm hit again, and then I didn't ever get a bite again for the last hour of the day. So
Yeah.
I tried hard, and I don't know how things are going to shake out, but it's going to be close. I don't know about enough, but it's been fun either way.
Well, I'll have to tell you, man. I think one of your last fishes I did downgrade. I had to downgrade it, so that could affect you, man. You just got to take a look at it, man. So anyway, it was close, man. But guys, let's look at this. I'm gonna tell you guys a story here. This is Conrad Benetti versus William Kennan and Jonathan Pepin and Matt Frenchers, who we talked to, and Conrad Benetti was on fire early. But I'm gonna tell you something. Mr. Kennan caught him during the day. I'll say that. Mr. Kennan caught Conrad. And it was back and forth all day long. It was crazy. It was absolutely nuts. So, I mean, these guys are not going to be able to be a part of this. I am going to tell you this with great sadness. Mr. Kennan could not complete the day. He had a medical emergency on the water. They had to help him out. And he's not going to be able to fish from here on in. I don't know if you know Mr. Kennan's story. He's fishing. I got his permission to talk about this. He's fishing that he's really not supposed to fish. He's got stage 4 lung cancer. They gave him 2 years, basically a year ago. And he's been fishing his heart out every single day. And that's why he goes on the water at 10 o'clock. Jamie Broad's been there to help him, throughout this. And he's been a soldier through this entire thing. But Mr. Kennan could not compete through the remainder of the day, but that doesn't mean he didn't win. So, but here's the deal: Mr. Kennan, he gave it all he had. He called us. He was in tears. He's just a humble man, but after going through what he's going through, he just can't breathe. He just could not compete. So that was a sad phone call that I got, and so we'll talk about that for the next bracket as well. But I'll tell you, he was so humble throughout this. But with all that being said, guys, we have to pronounce a winner, and one of you guys is going to fish tomorrow. The final four between Conrad and Mr. Kinnan and Jonathan Pepin and Matt Frentress fishing tomorrow in the championship. Our first ever KBBT championship is going to be Mr. Conrad Benetti, who beats out Mr. Kinnan by 2 inches, and Mr. Matt Frentress, who beats out Jonathan Pepin by 1 3/4 inches. Congratulations, guys. Conrad Benetti versus Matt Frentress.
Oh,
dude,
wow.
You took down Mr. Pepin. I'm sorry, Matt. I disrespected you. I didn't think that you had it. But, I mean, look, it came down to 1 3/4 inches. Conrad and Matt. John, let's talk with you first. Again, let me say this. You are a superstar, man, in this business. You are a superstar. I mean, if there's any sponsors out there, for the love of goodness, they need to put their name on your hat, on your boat, on your shirt. You are a rising star, man. I mean, you've proven yourself. Yes. You can fish. Listen, I mean, there's so many people that want to go to Michigan to fish now because of what you've done. You have influenced so many people, man. I'm telling you, I see, all the comments and everything that you've done. But, man, congratulations. Great run, and you have nothing to be ashamed about whatsoever today, man. You did awesome.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. And this whole tournament experience has been awesome, and I've given it my all from the get-go right to the very end. And I still wish we could have started fishing at 6 o'clock today.
I know. But you're a man of your word, man. You know what I mean?
Oh,
and that means that goes.
Your integrity is more important than winning a tournament.
Yep.
And that was very intriguous of you.
Youper power, baby. Youper power, baby.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. No, man. It's just, in a way, when I had mentioned that earlier, I just wanted to show people, like you said, as far as like my honesty and my integrity running a club and trying to grow our sport and our group up here, like I just feel like that just proves to people that I'm trustworthy and I have everybody's best interest. And, it's just something that, you ain't going to do. I mean, not to say that other people won't, everybody's human and sometimes people want to win more than anything, but
man, it's not worth it, man. It's not worth it.
And when I threw the line in the water, I just had a feeling. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to catch a big fish. I just have a feeling. And it happened. And so be it. Yeah. I graded in a couple other tournaments. That's why I was, fishing for that half hour beforehand. But,
sure,
man, you know what? Regardless, I went down to a great angler and
a great man too.
And it came down to under 2 inches. So, I mean,
you did what you had to do, man.
Could have done it, Right. And hey, for me to come this far with strictly smallmouth fish, I almost won this entire tournament on strictly smallmouth.
I know. That's insane.
That's a statement right there. And, if that doesn't get me a little bit of respect and show what kind of fish we got up, and not just in downstate, like this ain't St. Clair. This ain't downstate. This is in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, in Lake Michigan, and it's like two different worlds, the UP and downstate. And, I'm just proud of the job that I did. And, I don't know. I got nothing more to say except I appreciate everybody. And
Matt,
I made friends and I made bonds with everybody that I fished with, man. And
no question, man. When I think of Michigan fishing, it's by far it's Jonathan Pepin. I mean, that's exactly. I mean, the two go hand in hand. Matt, you beat Jonathan Pepin 89.75 to 88 inches. Man, that little downgrade of a quarter of an inch didn't hurt you, man. It was making you a little nervous there, man, but it didn't hurt you, man. Matt, you're going to the championship, buddy. Congratulations, man. Well done.
Awesome, thank you. And Pepe, man, you killed it all this whole tournament, and doing it on smallmouth is impressive. I mean, doing it on smallmouth is super impressive. And I wish we had some smallmouth like that down here in Texas. It's just really hard to find. But
Yeah.
maybe I can get up there and go with you sometime soon. That would be a blast.
Like I told you earlier, I said you're always welcome. We'll find some fish.
Well, Matt, listen, man, you go against Conrad Benetti. I'm telling you, Conrad Benetti beat William Kennan. It was 97.25 to 95.25 inches. And Mr. Kennan,
Wow.
yeah, Mr. Kennan was pretty adamant that he was on fish, but he just couldn't finish. And I'm sorry, I mean, it's just what happens. But I feel terrible. But I mean, that's the win. That's the winner. So, yeah, you're going to face Conrad, man. Dude, buckle up. You're in for a ride. And all you KBN haters out there, man, you got another day of Conrad Benetti.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Matt. Go ahead.
No, I'm super excited. I have fought and crawled my way into this championship round. I mean, I can't explain how miserable this weather has been almost week in, week out. And I'm just hoping tomorrow will be just give me one day where the weather is halfway decent. I think one thing that I am excited about tomorrow is there's a spot that I didn't really get to hit real well today. Had been holding some pretty good fish. I'm really hopeful that actually shows out tomorrow for this matchup, and so I'm really excited about that as long as the weather's still good. But yeah, man, kudos to you guys for showcasing us and letting us go on live and catch fish on live with y'all. It's so fun, and I'm just
I think we're losing.
a little angler down here in Texas to do what I can do and show what I can showcase, and I've been just battling every week.
Well,
from 7 to 5.
Listen, like we said, you've been the hammer dropper. You went through the unbelievable gauntlet, and it now ends here to the championship.
Pepin's under your belt now.
Now
That's
Pepin's
crazy.
under your belt. It's insane. I mean, the names that you put down has been insane, and you have your biggest opponent yet, and that's Conrad Benetti, and look, it's Texas versus Florida, and let me tell you something. There's a lot of folks in Texas rooting for you, man. A lot, and I think there's a lot of people
across the country.
Across the country just rooting for you, man. If you do so, man, I think they're gonna have a ticker tape parade for you in Dallas, Texas.
There we go. No, I'm excited. I'm exhausted, but I'm excited to get back out there tomorrow.
Yeah, man. Well, your wife was with us all day, and she was just super nervous about it, and about the weather. And then she saw you catch a fish, and then it's like she's there with you every cast, man. You can tell that you have a great support system.
When Mark called you, go ahead. Talk about your wife, man. She deserves it.
No, man. She's she's awesome. She's been a huge supporter since we got together, and and she's always been a big supporter of me going and fishing, and the big thing is just trying to balance the fishing time with family time. That's really important to me as well.
Yeah.
You got to make time for your wife and kiddos as well, and her letting me go these past 5 weekends has just been super nice, and I love her for that, and wouldn't be here without her. That's for sure. That's
true, man. That's true.
That's what marriage is all about, brother. You got somebody that's supposed to help you through life and make it easier on you. But you guys seem awesome together. Congratulations to both of you guys. I just wanted to say, Matt, when Mark called you earlier in the day, and you were down, man, you had like 3 fish, I think, and that storm was about an hour out, and we watched you rip lip on that bass with I think you had a frog, right? And it choked a frog. That turned your day around right there, I think. We saw the smile, we heard it in your voice, we heard the excitement come back, and you said, "All right, this is it." And that was special to see. And John, it was unfortunate to watch you take that early lead and to struggle to upgrade, man. But you guys both deserved where you got. But if you guys want to talk, man, it's been a treat.
It's been awesome. Well, guys, Matt, we'll see you tomorrow. Mr. Pepin.
Real quick before we do something, I do want to say congratulations to Mr. Kennan. You still get the third place trophy. It's going home with you, baby.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, Mr. Pepin, you know, you're taking one home too. So you're both getting trophies, checks, and hardware, baby. You both earned it.
And then you got your catch boards, man. Hey, that's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
So,
Well, congrats, Matt.
It's been a
Wish luck.
treat.
You too.
It's been a treat to have you guys.
Oh yeah, it's been fun. I appreciate y'all and Pepin as well. And hey, I'll see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, man.
I'm pumped and excited. I know these fish are there. I just need them to show
Oh.
out one day.
Mhm.
So if they show out.
I got you, man. Well, guys, we got to run. We got the bracket to unveil here, and the winners there, man. Congratulations, guys. We'll catch you. We'll catch you later, man. Mr.
All right,
Mr.
thanks, guys.
Fetris, we'll see you tomorrow, man. Take care.
All right, see you.
Bye bye.
Congrats. Okay.
Everybody.
All right. Well, there they go, man. All right, guys, let's roll through this, man. We've got some people waiting to see if they've won or not.
We went one for
Are we
one
gonna-
there. We
Are we
split.
gonna say? You want me, since I took it down, to say what we picked before you tell us the winner of each matchup?
No. Let's roll through the winners, man. Let's do that. Get these guys through. If you guys want to comment about the winners, let's do that. But let's just get these guys all revealed here. All right, out of the East. Oh, by the way, guys, I'm looking at this. This was an unbelievable day. I mean, this was unbelievable.
It was.
Unbelievable.
Not only was the Final Four amazing to watch, the way that the 128 shaped up, I think there's going to be some hugging and some cool stuff
Oh
going
my
on
gosh.
here.
Hey,
This is going to be good.
Marcus, if you could pull up the stats, if you could pull up the standings as we go along, that would be great.
Like the fish they caught?
No, just the inches. Just the inches. You should be able to see it, right?
I'll see. Hold on. Let me log into my phone here.
All right, as he's doing that, let's go ahead and reveal in the East bracket. We're starting with the first matchup, Mr. Corey Dreyer, the number 1 seed, versus Tory Webb from Virginia, the unknown Tory Webb from Virginia. And we are going to see who is moving on to the round of 64. And it's going to be Mr. Tory Webb takes down the number 1 seed, Corey Dreyer. What? Are you kidding me?
Wow.
We have a number 1 seed that goes down off the bat? What happened? What did Tory do?
I was really looking for Corey Dreyer to make a move later in the day. I guess he couldn't. He had 58 3/4 inches to Tory Webb's 83.75.
Straight butt whooping.
Corey told me he didn't have time to pre-fish and he was going out to swing for the fences. I guess this is just one swing that never connected.
Unbelievable. I mean, it just happens to the best of us, man. Corey, you're a heck of a fisherman, but today, man, one-on-one, Tory took you down. I mean, it is what it is, man. It just happens. You know, I talked to Corey.
Congratulations on an upset.
Yeah, huge upset there. Tory Webb from Virginia, who I know is fishing the New River, the smallmouth man, beats Corey Dreyer. Incredible.
Wow.
What? Wow. Wow. I mean, I don't know what to say, but all I can say is wow. That is, like, huge. All right, let's go on to the next one. Ryan Lignelli from Maryland taking on Scylla Johnson from Virginia. I was there when Scylla caught her 20-inch fish. I was on the cove just behind her. She wound up catching a beast. Ryan Lignelli was pretty consistent throughout the day, but let's see who pulls this one out. It is going to be Ryan Lignelli from Maryland beats Scylla Johnson. And I told you guys, I love Scylla. She's a great friend of mine. And she gave me crap about picking against her. But Ryan pulled it out.
Ryan Lignelli with 85.5. Scylla had 57 3/4. I still had full faith in Scylla and will in future events, but this matchup does put Greg one up on me and Todd.
Well, let me tell you this. As I said, I was fishing the same body of water. It was a dink fest. Scylla caught a ton of fish. We all caught a ton of fish. But for whatever reason, they just kept on being like 11 inches and smaller. It was incredible, the amount of fish we had to go through today. and just, I mean, it was so frustrating. But Scylla did get a very nice fish. I think it's her personal best, if I'm not mistaken. But
In
yeah,
the tournament.
yeah, in the tournament, she rocked it. All right, Mr. Robert Brown takes on Justin. It's Talbot, Maryland, from Maryland. I know Robert was on fish early. I'm sorry, not on fish early. He struggled early, and then he made a change. And let's see what happened here. Moving on is Mr. Robert Brown from Virginia. Mr. Robert Brown put on a show this afternoon, from what I understand. I think he was over. I think he had 92 inches.
He did. He actually had he's our first person so far in the top 10 for the day. He's number 9, the 9th best bag of the day at 92 inches. His opponent, Justin Talbot, was not able to put a fish on the board today.
Robert Brown
What a
goes
treat.
through.
What a treat Robert Brown was. Looking forward to getting to know him better.
Absolutely. I missed the interview with you guys, but I'll go back and see that. John Mayes from Virginia takes on Greg Oakes from Virginia. I will tell you, Greg Oakes caught a 22-inch largemouth and a 21 3/4-inch smallmouth. Both his personal bests back-to-back. Incredible. Let's see who's moving on, though. Moving on to face Mr. Robert Brown is going to be John Mayes. Survives that onslaught and takes out Greg Oakes.
Wow. Good job, John.
John had 73 and a half. Greg Oakes had 52 and a quarter. He did have 2 good fish. I'm sorry, he did, but then he just couldn't put a 5-fish limit together.
He only had 3 fish, it sounds like.
It does. It is 3 fish. He had 2 decent ones and 1 smaller one.
Wow.
The next matchup, guys, Russell Johnson from Pennsylvania taking on Trey Johnson from Tennessee. And I will tell you, they tied.
No way.
They tied. 82.75 inches apiece. That's off the top of my head. Is that right?
That is right.
82.75 inches off the yeah. They tied. But Big Fish wins. And I'll tell you, the Big Fish was by
I bet you Johnson got it.
Was by 1 inch. The Big Fish was by 1 inch between the two of them. Moving on. Between the Johnson and Johnson twins, who tied, is going to be Trey Johnson from Tennessee. Trey beats Russell Johnson by 1 inch, and they tied. It's incredible.
My bracket's already done.
Russell Johnson goes down by 1 inch. That is heartbreaking.
Wow. I'd love to get those guys both on.
Oh, I know, man. Oh, my gosh. But, yeah, that's what happened.
2 guys tied, Big Fish.
Unbelievable. All right, well, who's going to face Trey Johnson? It is going to be either Brandon Burton from Alabama or our good buddy, our biggest fan, Mr. Jason Starley, who always puts up a limit like by 45 minutes into the tournament.
It's not long.
Who's going to be facing Mr. Trey Johnson? It's going to be Jason Starley moves on. Takes out Brandon Burton from Alabama. Jason wound up doing pretty good today.
87 3/4 to Brandon Burton's 25 even.
Yeah. Brandon looks like he struggled there, but Jason moves on. It's going to be a good matchup between Trey and Jason for sure. All right, another hammer, Nathan Green, taking on Keith Brown from Kentucky. I'll be honest with you, I don't know really anything about Keith Brown. I don't know if you had him on today, but Nathan Green is a hammer out of Virginia. He's fishing the Hobie Worlds coming up and all sorts of stuff, man. But let's see who's moving on to the next round between Nathan Green and Keith Brown. And it is Keith Brown takes out Nathan Green.
Keith Brown had 79 3/4. Nathan Green had 34 1/4. And I just want to point out the fact that both of you laughed at me on broadcast for picking Keith Brown the other night.
You're exactly right, man. That makes up for my Scylla Johnson pick or Ryan Lignelli pick. But, yeah, man, Keith Brown put up some pretty good fish today. All right, well, taking it on, Keith Brown is either Jacob Wicks from Alabama versus Eric Nelson from North Carolina. And moving on to this next round is going to be Eric Nelson from North Carolina takes on Keith Brown from Kentucky. Very strong, very strong. So Torrey Webb, Ryan Lignelli, Robert Brown, John Mayes, Trey Johnson by an inch, Jason Starley, Keith Brown, and Eric Nelson. What did Eric do today?
Eric Nelson had 85, and who was his opponent? Wicks?
Jacob Wicks, yep.
1 second here. Jacob Wicks had one measurable fish at 12 1/4. He was second from last at measurable fish.
All right, in the next bracket here, we have, this is the bottom half of the East bracket. Adam Reiser from Tennessee taking on Matthew Lewison from Virginia. And moving on here, do we have another huge upset?
Might as well.
Might as well. Let's see. It is going to be Mr. Adam Reiser from Tennessee takes
Oh,
care
there
of
we go.
business.
I think I got, what, 2 right out of like 8?
This is actually your fourth one.
Okay.
We both have 5. Adam Reiser is at 82 1/4. And I apologize. What was the opponent's name?
Matthew Lewison from Virginia.
Mr. Lewison was not able to put a fish up on the board. He did message me early on saying he couldn't get out of the dinks.
Yep.
Apparently that happened to a lot of Virginians.
It sure did. It was Dink. It's the state of Dinks for sure. Dustin Arms from Tennessee takes on Hank the Hammer Vajan from North Carolina. These guys were a coin flip. These guys can both fish really good. Who is going to take on Mr. Adam Reiser from Tennessee? It's going to be Mr. Dustin Arms takes out Hank Vajan from North Carolina. That's an upset, I think. I thought it was an upset, but Dustin had a pretty good day.
Hey, Dustin Arms had 42 inches. Henry Vajan only had one 18-incher. Like Dustin, like we told Dustin during the broadcast, you don't have to focus on catching 5 fish as long as you're beating your opponent.
Absolutely, guys. Danny Gann from Florida, Joey Sullivan from North Carolina. I saw Joey Sullivan up on the board early, and he was absolutely putting on a show, which I thought people are telling me that the 26 seed was disrespectful. That Joey Sullivan is a hammer out of North Carolina. I hear a lot of great things. But Danny Gann is a hammer too. But let's see who moves on. It is going to be Danny Gann takes out Joey Sullivan. Danny Gann proves his seed and takes out Joey Sullivan.
Danny Gann is our second person in the top 10. He was 8th place with 92 1/2 inches. Mr. Sullivan had 83 even. He just was not able to tag along with that.
All right, taking on Danny Gann is Austin Lovelace from Georgia or Greg Nosar from Virginia. And who is moving on to take on Danny Gann? It is Austin Lovelace takes me out. And I can't tell you how frustrated I am.
I'm never taking you again.
You shouldn't.
Never.
I'm going to tell you, man. Listen, hold on.
Austin.
I'm going to give Austin his due, man. Listen, we both struggled. Sure. We both struggled. He was out in Lake Eufaula. It changed the way I wanted to fish. I tried to do everything I could. I fished a very clear lake. I usually fish the Potomac River. The Potomac River has been a mess. I've pre-fished it so many times. I was in a dink fest all day. Couldn't get out of it. I left the water, went back to the Potomac River, which I couldn't get on because the parking lot was crowded. I went to another lake that was crowded, and I took another 2-hour drive down south to get to another lake, and I basically caught a 5-pound pickerel. That was it. So, Austin, congratulations, buddy. You deserve it, man. Give Danny Gann some crap.
30 3/4 was Austin's total. Greg had the smallest limit for measurable fish on the board with a solid 12-incher.
Yeah, man. I'm rocking. It was terrible.
You promised us a 12-incher, and you did make your promise.
I did, and I broke that skunk, so KBBT moves on. So, by 12 inches. I totally redeemed myself.
Hey, Greg, I got you something.
Oh, okay.
A trophy to match your fish size.
Hold on, let me see here. Hold on, let's see.
A trophy. I picked it up in advance, buddy.
Thank you, man. That means so much to me.
Dear God, please let me catch a bigger than a 12-inch fish.
You better not skunk tomorrow. That's all I got to say. All right, moving on to another hammer. Mr. Mark Edwards from West Virginia taking on Robert Richardson from North Carolina. And these guys, as I said, man, Robert's been pretty consistent throughout. Mark, I wasn't able to talk or hear from him all day, but let's see who's moving on here. It is going to be Robert Richardson from North Carolina takes out Mark Edwards. Wow, what happened?
From what I learned, I don't think Mark Edwards got to service in time or had enough service to upload in time. Richardson did put up 60 3/4. From my understanding, Mark Edwards had 3 over 19 and a couple of kickers. So, in all the reality, hey, Robert, it doesn't matter how you won. You won. Enjoy the next round.
Yeah, man, he's moving on.
Oh, my gosh. What a way to lose.
You got to submit. You got to submit by 5. It didn't happen.
Wow.
Yep. I don't know what happened. But anyway, we're moving on. Mason Rifle from West Virginia taking on William Brewer from Virginia. I will say William and I met at the ramp. He caught his limit early, man. I mean, he was on him early. But again, he was in the middle of a dink fest. I was a little worried about him throughout the day. I don't know how things ended up. I can't remember. But let's see who's moving on between Mason, because I think Mason put some fish on the board today. Mason and William, and the winner moving on to take Robert Richardson is William Brewer. Wow. He survived the dink fest, and he wound up beating Mason.
William had 65 inches total. Mason Riffle had 37.5.
Wow. Congratulations, William. You're moving on, buddy.
West Virginia disappointed.
Yes, they did. Doug Wilson from Florida taking on Jason Denise from Florida. A great matchup here. Let's see who is moving on between these two heavyweights. It's going to be Doug Wilson takes out Jason Denise from Florida. Doug slammed him today.
Good job, Doug.
He did. He was actually our third highest bag of the day with 98 inches. Jason Denise, actually, his vehicle broke down as he was moving bodies of water, and he was not able to fish just pretty much all day. He finished with 32 1/4, messaged me. It is what it is. It happens.
Man, I tell you, this has been a weird day, man, of some very strange things going on, but I don't know. It's just one of those days. All right, taking on Doug Wilson, either John Fox from Florida or Tristan Hannon from Tennessee. And taking on Mr. Doug Wilson is going to be John Fox from Florida. That is going to be a Fellsmere matchup right there, boys.
Good job, John.
Let's see here. You said John Fox won?
Yep.
I'm trying to find John on here. And he was going up against Tristan Johnson?
No, Tristan Hannon.
Tristan Hannon.
Ah, that's what messed me up. I apologize. Sorry, there's a lot of people here.
Yes, there is.
Jeez. Okay, here's John Fox, 81 3/4 inches. We did get to talk to him earlier on, and his opponent
72.25.
There we go. Thank you for the help.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to move on. Congratulations to those in the East bracket for moving on. You're in the round of 64, fishing next weekend. All right, South bracket, here we go. Cody Milton, who was fishing the live 5?
Yeah, 5 live.
5 live, whatever it is. Man, he's a hammer, dude. I mean, come on, let's just move on. Let's just get this over with. Let's just move on. Taking on Doc Acosta from Texas, who's a no-name. I've never heard of this guy. There's no chance that we have 2 number 1s going down. Let's just see what happened. Taking on Cody or Doc, and the winner is Doc Acosta from Texas. Takes out the number 1 seed, Cody Milton. Are you freaking kidding me?
I have never been more happy in my life to be wrong on a pick. Combat Wombats.
Oh, my gosh.
Doc Acosta takes out Cody Milton? No way.
My man Doc is coming to play, baby, and he's going to go to the house. Y'all be watching him. Right now, he's got the biggest fan base in the KBBT for the day. I talked to his wife all day. I got to see his combat veterans. Doc, not only thank you for your service,
wow.
On top of that, thank you for your 94 inches in the 6th best bag of the day. Congratulations, buddy.
Congratulations.
I'm stunned. I'm stunned. I'm stunned.
That's a name maker right there. Now
Remember Doc Acosta.
94 inches. People in the South should be looking out for that name.
I'd be scared. Either Andrew
Now,
Green
hey.
or Matthew Flett. Here we go, guys.
Hey, but now in Virginia, everybody can kind of forget about when you guys lost in the college basketball to UMBC as a 16 seed.
Yeah, exactly. Now we had
2 upsets today.
I'm telling you, man, 2 huge upsets, man. That is unbelievable. Torrey Webb and Doc Acosta. Remember those names. All right, going on to the next round to take on Doc Acosta from Texas, either Andrew Green from Louisiana or Matthew Flett. This was a close matchup, and it is Matthew Flett takes out Andrew Green. Wow. Andrew went pretty far last bracket.
84 and a quarter for Matt Flett, and Andrew Green had 82 inches. So 2 and a quarter, 1 upgraded fish is all it took.
Yep, incredible. Conrad Benetti versus Chris Delgado, who we had on last night. He's a treat. Love him to death. Let's see if he was able to get on fish today and beat Conrad. And moving on to the next round is Conrad Benetti. This guy's a machine. This guy's a machine. He's butt tired. He can't, he can't even lift. Let me tell you what happened to Conrad today. Let me tell you what happened to him. He goes out. He's got to drag his kayak through the mud. He loses his paddle. His paddle gets blown off his kayak. He's got and then his motor on back of his kayak breaks. So he's got to wade through the swamps to go fish. Gets out, gets a way to get out, gets wind blown to the bank, and there's his paddle, and he was able to paddle back a mile back to his truck today. This guy's been through so much, man. That's crazy. These are swamps where alligators and snakes are, y'all. Incredible. What did Mr. Delgado put up on the board?
It was 97 and a quarter. Conrad had the 4th best bag of the day, and Mr. Delgado was not able to complete his limit. He had 51 and 3/4.
All right, Mr. Jason the Ninja O'Brien, or Joel Spears is going to take on Conrad the Barbarian Benetti. Who is going to take him on between the two of them? There's no way Jason lost this one. No way. Not a chance. He said this was redemption, and I believe him. Let's see here. It is going to be Joel Spear from Arkansas. Wow. Takes out the Ninja.
Joel Spear had 85 and a quarter. Mr. O'Brien, the Ninja, had 78 and a half.
Wow.
Congratulations, Joel. 85,
Joel.
That's nothing to sneeze at, brother.
No, that's a great performance, man. Congratulations, man. Your prize that you get is you get to face Conrad. It's going to be, hey, you take him out, man. You're going to be a hero. Jeff Isham and Bobby Marin. This was a great matchup today, guys. Jeff and Bobby, back and forth. Bobby got on fish early.
It's close, too, dude. It is really close.
Really, really close. Moving on. Between Jeff and Bobby is Jeff Isham takes out
good job,
Bobby.
Jeff.
Wow. Bobby gave it everything he had, man. Everything he had. What give me some stats.
Jeff Isham had 88 and a quarter. Bobby Morin had 86 and a quarter.
Wow.
Another 2-inch
Nice.
matchup.
2-inch matchup, man. Jeff moving on. He survives another round. Another guy, Rolando Nandon taking on Sean McQuinn from Florida. And this winner takes on Jeff Isham from Texas. Moving on is going to be Rolando Nandon from Texas. That matchup right there is going to be silly.
It's going to be fun.
Jeff Isham versus Rolando Nandon. Unbelievable. The Texas Throwdown. I think Christopher Delgado needs to...
Nandon's got his own kayak now. He told us he got a Hobie 360.
Yeah, man.
So he went out and spent that money.
Yeah, I think Rolando and Jeff Isham, there should be a one of those barbecue pits that Chris Delgado had. Chris needs to be broadcasting this thing from Texas and cooking us some food, man, on that little disc, that fire disc that he had. That would be awesome.
Rolando Nandon is wrapping up our top 10 bags of the day with 91 and 3/4. And then Mr. Mr. McQuinn had 72.5.
That's nothing to sneeze at. So,
Nope.
hey, I mean, but Rolando moves on. All right, Carl Hudson from Mississippi takes on Kyle Burns from Arkansas. That's a 5:28 matchup. Moving on to the next round is Carl Hudson from Mississippi.
Carl had 86.25. Kyle was not able to put a fish on the board today. He suffered in the land of dinks, caught several fish, none measured over 12 inches.
Yep, understand. All right, Keelan Kyle from Texas taking on Zachary Taylor from Florida. And moving on to take on Mr. Carl Hudson from Mississippi is going to be Keelan Kyle from Texas. Keelan Kyle takes out Zachary Taylor.
Keelan Kyle had 82.25. Zach Taylor at 75.25.
That was a good matchup. Real good matchup. All right, guys. Dude, Cody Milton's gone. Doc Acosta beat Cody Milton. I can't even say that, man. But that's what happened. That's why, man. I'm telling you, this bracket, man, is no joke. Anybody can go down at any time. All
so
right.
if we have tomorrow, Catherine Field upset Christine Fisher, and Van Horn upset Siddiqui.
What would
set
be the
records.
Vegas odds of all that happening? You put $100 down, you probably win $1 million.
Yeah, or more.
Incredible. All right. Brad Case, the number 2 seed, taking on Darren Williams from Texas. I was a little concerned about this matchup for Brad. Darren is known to fish, and he listen, I heard a lot of great things about Darren. But let's see who's moving on here. And it is Brad Case from Mississippi takes out Darren Williams.
Congrats, Brad.
Brad had 89.25. Darren Williams with 86.
Wow, close matchup.
Sherman Bishop versus
Put on a
Craig
show.
Knight. Let's just go ahead and get this over, and let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Moving on to take Brad Case is going to be Sherman Bishop. No offense, Craig, but
Put on
that
a show
was
today.
unbelievable. 105 inches.
No, 106.
Oh, 106 inches. 106
Yeah, and not only
inches.
that, so we had him and Silas Garrett were going, back and forth in the early parts of the day. Well, Sherman Bishop is going to be our official record holder of the KBBT with 106 inches even at first place for the day. But Craig Knight coming in with a 7th place finish at 92 3/4.
That's a heck of a day,
Got
Craig.
beat.
I mean, you just ran into a buzzsaw, man. I'm sorry. But, man, look, that's just the way it works, man. This is not a live event to where you just pay out the top 6 or top 10 or whatever. You have to beat your man one-on-one, and Sherman showed up.
That he did.
All right, Mr. William Kinnan versus James Penny from Texas. This is going to be very interesting, guys. We are going to leave this right here. We're going to leave this blank.
Okay.
Is this a forfeit?
We'll talk about it later.
We're going to leave this blank, and I'm going to explain why here later.
Okay.
Okay? Mr. Kinnan technically beat Mr. Penny, and it was by a landslide. But Mr. Kinnan cannot move on. So we have an idea, and we'll talk about that later.
Oh, I got an idea.
Mr.
We'll talk
Dwayne
about it.
Wally from Mississippi taking on John Martinez from Texas. Mr. Dwayne Wally, our attorney ex-friend, and John Martinez from Texas, who was a newcomer from Texas coming in there, I think, earlier this week. And moving on to face who we think we need to talk about is going to be Mr. John Martinez from Texas takes out Dwayne Wally. Now, Dwayne called me at like 5:45 his time, a.m. And he's like, man, can I start? I'm so itchy to get out here. He had shad spawning everywhere, but I think that 15 minutes that he had to wait hurt him.
Yeah, he said that on the video when we got to talk to him, and he said that he actually called you. He was like, "Can I just throw in? Please let me throw in." So, Dwayne, it was a treat having you, but unfortunately, first round exit.
Yeah.
70.25 for Martinez, 61 even for Dwayne Wally.
Good job, John. All right, Jamie Broad from Louisiana taking on Michael Evans from Florida. Jamie
Arkansas.
Broad. Oh, I'm sorry, Arkansas. My apologies. All right, Jamie Broad or Michael Evans, who's moving on? It's going to be Jamie Broad. Had a great day at Toledo Bend.
He did. Jamie Broad had 90 on the dot, and Mr. Evans finished the day with 74 and a 25 with 2 monster fish jumping off the board today.
Oh, dude. Wow.
Off the board?
Off the board. Actually, one didn't jump off the board. He took pictures of one, but his camera was facing the wrong way. He got nothing but sky pictures. Then the other one jumped off the board.
Oh, my gosh. That's terrible. What a way. That's we call fishing clean.
The way that some people have lost today is crazy.
It's heartbreaking. All right, James Engel from Arkansas versus John Hallam from Florida. These guys were going at it all day. I was looking at the leaderboard. These guys were absolutely trading blows all day long. Let's see who's moving on between the two of these guys. It's going to be James Engel from Arkansas takes now on Jamie Broad from Louisiana. This is going to be a great matchup.
So James Engel finished right under the top 10 with 91 and a half inches of an Arkansas bag. I did confirm with him earlier in the week he was going to stay in Arkansas. Obviously, he's on fish. Mr. Hallam had 71 and a quarter.
All right, very good. And now Mr. Hallam had a great fish on there, though. I think he had like an over 20 incher, if I'm not mistaken, 20 and a half inch. Good fish.
Mr. Hallam, he had his biggest fish was 22 inches.
Oh, 22 inches. Yeah, that
he couldn't get a fifth fish. 71 and a quarter is 4 fish.
He had a 22-inch fish, and that freaking fish we saw is a hog he caught.
Huge.
Dave the Thunder Midget Newman versus Siles Garrett from Texas. I had all chips with Dave. All my chips were in with Dave. But the winner, moving on, is Siles Garrett takes out Dave Newman, and Siles Garrett puts up 106 inches and ties Sherman Bishop. What?
Absolutely. The only reason Sherman Bishop took the record is Sherman Bishop had the bigger fish by a quarter inch. It was 22 and a half to the 22 and a quarter. Both of them put up 106 inches.
Are you serious? People don't even do that in a month. They did it today. That is unbelievable. I mean, kudos to you guys, man. Siles Garrett, congratulations. Texas is on fire today. Jason Willis from Louisiana taking on Eric Morris. Talk to me what happened with Jason Willis, man.
So Jason was he was packing up the last of his fishing gear, getting ready for bed, laying down, got a wake-up call. A neighboring fire department needed backup on a major structure fire. He sent me a picture, texted me at 2 o'clock in the morning, says, I got to go. I kept in my prayers. He messaged me at 7:30 in the morning. Structure fire has finally been put out. I'm on my way to the water. So he did not sleep a bit. He grinded it out for all 10 hours. Plus, he actually fished all the way till 6 o'clock. He never gave up, never quit, and wasn't even finished after the timer was done. So, either way this goes, all I can say is, Willis, you're not only my homie, you're a hero, whether you admit it or not. Thank you for your service. And, how can you not be a Willis supporter after that?
Yeah, that's awesome, man. All right, let's see who's taking on the buzzsaw Siles Garrett from Texas. And it's going to be Eric Morris takes out Jason Willis after Jason's day. Congratulations, Eric. Well done. And he put some fish on the board too, man.
85 and 3/4 for Eric Morris, 83 even for Willis.
Wow. Well, congratulations, guys. Well, that is
real quick before we talk about that one thing. I did just want to make one quick announcement. All of us broadcasters made our picks this week. Right now, before tomorrow, the leader of the pack is me at 59% with 19 picks. Greg's in second with 53% correct, 17 picks. And Todd bringing up the rear at 46%, 15 out of 32.
Hey, that's mediocre for all of us. Let's be honest. I mean,
60% is, almost 60% is almost a D. So whatever.
Yeah, but you're 40% wrong.
I made a worse grade in Spanish.
So here's the deal, guys. I'm going to talk to you straight up. Guys, this is a very unusual situation for Mr. Cannon. I need to find out a couple things because James Penny wound up blanking. 0. I'm trying to get a hold of Mr. Penny. I'm going to try to get a hold of him and hear his story if he fished or not. I don't know. I haven't heard from James all week, so I'm not sure. I also want to talk to John Martinez, and I want to respect what he wants to do. Because, to be honest with you, technically it's a forfeit. And, that's Mr. Kennon's spot, and John Martinez, is basically declared a forfeiture winner, if that's the case. But I want to talk to John and see and have him hear us out because, to be honest with you, man, with this unusual situation here, I think John wants to fish. I don't know, but our idea is whoever lost today can and have the ability, if they want to, fish tomorrow from 6 to 4. Anybody who lost can fish tomorrow at 6 to 4. And whoever is the largest bag between 6 and 4 p.m. will take Mr. Kennon's spot and face John Martinez tomorrow. I'm sorry, next week.
Boom. Bomb drop.
But that is contingent on John agreeing to that. And we have to respect that because, again, technically it's his win. But I think John would respect that. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not speaking for John, but I want to get a hold of him tonight. I've tried to message him and ask him about it. But that's what I want to talk about. So I'll let you know tonight if I get a hold of John. If anybody can get a hold of John Martinez for me and have him call me directly, that would be my idea because I'm sure John doesn't just want to just take a forfeiture and move on. He wants to fish it out. So, I mean, that's what I would want to do. I mean, that would be the noble thing to do. So, what do you guys think about that?
Well, you already know how I feel. I'm just going to leave it
Todd,
at that.
you're on mute, buddy.
I said I've got another idea, but I'm on board with the team, and it's whatever you guys choose, man.
Well, what's your idea?
Well, I think that the biggest bag that lost today should get the spot.
And you want to go?
No, go ahead.
We did talk about that, when we were trying to think of ideas, but what we kind of thought about that is whether you had the biggest or the smallest bag today, an L is an L. And if John wants to fish next week, I think that everybody and anybody that took an L should be at a even playing field and show the world how much they want to be in this tournament and fight for it.
Well, and then my thought would be, what about the people that fish tomorrow? That opportunity is not there for them.
Well, this is an unusual circumstance with a bracket
Yeah,
that happened. Yeah, I mean that's just I mean that's like different
I'm
from
on
the 5
we're
Live
all a
guys.
team here, and I back anything you guys shoot.
Well, as I said, I think look, here's the deal. To me, I'm not picking on 5 Live. They had that tie going on that last time. That should have been a fish off. Is my concern. My point is, I think that the spot needs to be earned, and the only way to do it is to get guys on the water tomorrow and let them earn.
Yeah, I mean it's more TV time for us too.
It's more TV time for them because we will call them in. So
will be fishing.
Yeah, no, I got you. We will follow that all day long. Whoever wants to sign up, we can do it. But again, this is a contingent. I will confirm this tomorrow with John. I'm sorry, tonight. I'll try to get a hold of him, and we'll confirm this for maybe a possible fish off.
So there'll be a post on KBBT with the ruling and what's possibly going to happen. So everybody
and a code, and I'll move everybody over to a tournament. Yes. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Whoever, they just need to message me and say that I'm fishing tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it, guys. Yeah. I mean, that's what I need to do. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's what we're going to do. So, well, congratulations to everybody. Listen, hey, by the way, what happened today with the 5 Live? Let's talk about that real quick. The North. Are you kidding me? The North. Did you see Ken Wood and Derek Brundle put on a show?
I was kind of busy, boss.
81.5 for Kenwood, 80 for Derek Brundle, and I think 78 for Jackson Orr, your top 3 going into day 2 tomorrow. So that's really cool what's going on there. I think Craig Dye came in with a 0. Cody Milton 46.5, I think. And I'm not sure what the others had, but I think that Tim Perkins might have been in 4th.
Well, I'll tell you, man. As I said, look, man. Let's give kudos to Scott Boucher about what he's done.
Yeah.
It's a great event. He's kind of like opened the door for this live broadcast stuff, and we have to give him credit for that, man. And he's putting on a good show, man. Listen, if I'm going to pick anybody on the 5 Live who's going to win tomorrow, let's go Derek Brundle, man. Let's go. Let's finish the job. Let's go, buddy. Let's get it done.
Second Jackson Orr.
Okay, that's a
I'm
good pick.
sticking out with my man Derek Brundle, baby.
Very
All
cool.
right,
My man Derek Brundle.
Very cool. Well,
right,
listen,
guys.
as I said, I can't believe the South struggled the way they did today, man, but they did, and here we go. It's going to be exciting. So tomorrow, guys, epic day. We'll figure out what's going to happen with the fish off, if there is one. Hopefully, we agree to it, and we'll just see what happens. But we'll let you know tonight if you want to do it. If not, then we'll fill the spot.
I have one last thing for those that are watching. If anybody needs directions to Steve Galinka's viewing tomorrow, it'll be here at Clear Fork Reservoir in Mansfield, Ohio. You guys can park up here. There's plenty of parking. We'll have the viewing probably actually down here on dockside, and it's going to be a good one. So we'll have to see what happens.
Hey, can I take the fish off of this trophy and send the fish to Greg and the rest of it to Todd when he skunks for talking all this crap?
I'm going to skunk.
Wow. Well, guys, that's it for tonight. We'll let you know. Thanks for joining us. We're excited, man. Great day of fishing tomorrow. Come be with us. It's going to be great. We got a lot of hammers fishing tomorrow, man. A lot of storylines to tell, and
awesome.
we have the championship, guys. We crown a champion for April. This is going to be amazing.
Who's it going to be, Frentress or Benetti? Who we picking? Are we picking?
Yeah, let's pick them. I'll
You got
start.
Mike.
I'll start, man.
All right.
I'm going with Benetti, man. I've got to go with Benetti. Dude,
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna take a shot in the dark, and it's not because I'm disrespecting Benetti. I'm not at all. I mean, if anybody does disrespect Benetti at this point, I think you're crazy. I don't care what anybody says. The dude is one heck of a fisherman. Sure, he likes to talk a little smack, but who doesn't in their own time? I'm gonna pick Frentress solely because I think that the spot he's in, that I know where he's going, that he didn't fish today, has fish that can hold up to 100 inches. And I just, looking at what Benetti did today, I know he struggled because of what happened with his trolling motor and paddle. But I also know he's equally exhausted, and Frentress didn't have to paddle today. I'm just going off the fatigue situation and picking Frentress.
okay.
And I'm excited, and I'm interested to see if Conrad gets 2 days off of work.
He
Or how's that
doesn't. He doesn't know. I mean, that's why he's so tired. He's got to work tonight. He's not going to be on the water till about 10, maybe 11 o'clock tomorrow. That's going to hurt him. But anyway, hey, there's no mercy, man. That's not our problem. It's
I got Matt Frentress. I think he puts up his biggest bag of the tournament.
Wow.
And I got Matt Frentress. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, man. Well, guys, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for just being a part of KBBT. We're making history. Tomorrow's another historical day. We have 2 ladies fishing off out of the West bracket. This is going to be awesome.
I can't wait. I want to stop and watch that
Christine
one.
Fisher versus Catherine Field. This is going to be great. So
Yeah, for sure.
we're signing off, y'all. Take care. Thanks a lot.
See you, everybody.